days to come and carry us like wind in our sails.
Welcome back to the Brad Rach vlogs. I'm Brad. You may be wondering why I'm standing here shirtless. That is because we have a sponsor for today's video. Not just any old sponsor, it is Native. They've been around for a long time, and they just launched a new deodorant and body spray line. Today's scent that I'm using is the sea salt and cedar. It's so light and refreshing, kind of reminds me of like a beach house. I also chose the cucumber and mint scent. Doesn't that just sound like really fresh and light? And it is. It's important to me because being in an exam room, it's almost like being in a closet, and I'm literally like within 6 inches of a patient. So I need something that's like really nice and light and pleasurable, and Native really fits the bill. Rachel actually introduced me to Native after she saw some shirts that had some yellow staining around the armpits. She's like, here, look at this, try this. It's not gonna leave those nasty stains on your clothes. I really appreciate how Native fights the underarm odor, but it does it in a guilt-free, natural way. It's not bad for the ozone, and the metal canister is recyclable. I really appreciate how Native, it's really light and it dries on contact, leaving me feeling fresh, and it lasts all day.
I had to jump on and give my 2 cents on scents. No pun intended. I feel like women are a little bit better at describing a scent, and my favorite, I like all of their fragrances, but my favorite is the eucalyptus mint. I'm a huge fan of eucalyptus in general. I literally have it hanging in our shower. But this particular smell, eucalyptus and mint, is so refreshing. It feels like, okay, if you've ever had a spa experience, but elevate it to being like a spa outside with a breeze while you're drinking a mojito. That's what it smells like. It's so good. I'll often come in and just do like a little spritz in the middle of the day. If the kids and I have been playing outside and I just need a refresh, that's the scent that I go for.
So get yours today. Follow the link down in the description box and use code BRADRACH, all caps, and you're gonna get 20% off your first purchase from Native. That is site-wide, but it's limited time. So order today, stock up, get ahead. You know you're gonna use it every day. Huge thank you to Native for sponsoring today's video.
Welcome to the Brad Rach vlog. We have a lot going on today. Today's the 4th of July Eve. Yes?
4th of July?
Okay, we need to learn.
It's a flag!
You can each have one, but you guys need to learn some rules about the American flag.
What?
It has to be respected. So you can't, there's some rules. You can't leave a flag in the dark without a light on it. You can't touch the flag to the ground. Okay, you don't want to let it touch the ground. You also don't want to point the flag down. You always want to have the flag look up. Yes, like that. Yeah. We have taken everything out. I say we. It's really just been Brad and Lala have taken everything out of the garage, are going through it, separating out our stuff from Laurie's stuff. You'll dry in the sun. Hey Brad. Yeah. So I told them a few rules about the American flag, like it should never touch the ground. Oh, yeah. You have to leave a light on it. Yeah. It can't be in the dark. You don't want to point it downward. Toward the ground. What else?
Good. How to properly dispose.
How do you burn it?
Yeah.
I think that's it. Okay. Don't point the flag to the ground.
You guys are bored.
Respecting the American flag.
Yeah, which we don't do, right? Exactly. Garage is coming along. The previous owners, so they left an oil pan full of oil and then like a bunch of different chemicals and stuff. It's like, really? Jerks. But they did leave this table, which I think I'll use. So the plan is to set the golf simulator up in this corner, storage in the other corner, hang as much of like the bicycles and stuff that we possibly can. Lala's bringing her Corvette, which will be parked right there, and then storage up front, and hopefully that'll be everything. The refrigerator, the beer fridge will go right there, and then we'll have a little bit more storage over here. Hopefully you can't hear the music in the background, because that's...
Okay.
What did you vlog downtown?
Just some of the parade. I couldn't really talk because it was noisy.
Sirens.
Yes. And we
Baby,
parked.
what are you doing?
We could have parked closer, but we weren't sure how close we could get and still have a spot. Turns out we could have parked like almost right on the parade route.
Really?
Hopefully, yeah. So we're at the parade. There has been no candy sightings until now. And the parade's probably a third over. This is a big deal here. It's okay. Let's. Hey, Bear. Bear. Hey, Eloise. Just a second.
The gummy bears are mine, and that's mine, and that's mine.
We're gonna have to
The
split
gummy
them up.
bears
So
are actually mine.
it was a way bigger parade than
But
the
you
summer
gave them
festival.
I
Yeah.
gave them tallies.
Was it about 40 minutes or half hour?
Yeah, maybe a half hour. It started late,
I want a long one.
and then we gave some friends a ride to their car on the golf cart. There- Guys,
Who was that?
we didn't know them. They just kind of stopped while we backed out, and it was just like a couple with the little girl. And so I said, "Do you want to ride?" And Bella, I guess their little girl, was like crying because she wanted to ride in a golf cart. So they hopped in. Turns out they just had her. So that was her grandparents with Bella, and they had twin babies born 2 days ago.
Oh,
And
wow.
they're in the NICU in Jacksonville, which they said is a brand new NICU. And your NICU room, you room in with your baby in a room, private room in the NICU.
Nice.
Instead of all the NICU babies being in one room, you have to like go and see them. You're in the room with them. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
all got mystery suckers. We all got.
We're gonna try to do this as fairly as possible. There's only 2 suckers or 2 Skittles and only 1 gummy bears.
I got the gummy bear.
Okay, so Bear gets the gummies, and then Lyndle and Eloise get the Skittles.
What? I got Skittles.
Well, it's not fair if we.
But I got chocolate. I got that chocolate.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Or do we need to literally?
That's about as fair as you're going to get.
Yeah. I got the chocolate. This is mine. This is mine.
Okay, so you get the big one. It's your special thing.
Hey, you guys know you need to eat some broccoli before you eat the candy, right? Are you crying on the inside right now?
Almost on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Look at Mommy's shirt.
I just made it.
She literally just made it, hot off the press. Oh, wow.
It's everywhere.
What happened?
I picked up Allie Sue out of her chair, and she had like a raspberry on her butt. And I was holding her while I was trying to eat my
Ugh. Everybody's crying.
Why'd you have a raspberry?
Well, there's a reason why we only vlogged for about 30 seconds.
Brad was trying to say that there's a reason we only vlogged for 30 seconds at the festival. And that's because, wait, what exactly is the reason? It was sweltering.
So damn hot, and we only stayed for 10 minutes.
We stayed for like 30 or 40 minutes
And
because
it just wasn't very exciting.
there wasn't much going on. I don't think that, many people wanted to go because it was so hot, and it was mainly in the street. And it felt like there was more shade last time.
Yeah.
Like the booths were all really stacked together last time, and it wasn't as like just like sitting under a magnifying glass of heat. This one was, it's just laid out differently and not quite as exciting. I don't know. They didn't have as big of a kids area. But the kids do want to use some of their piggy bank money and go back and pick out something at one of the booths. I think Bear has his eye on this, no joke, like 4-foot long flute.
What?
I think he thought it was a sword. So he thought it was really cool, and it's this giant flute, and I feel like that's what he's gonna want. And it's probably gonna be like $85.
Yeah.
And that's like the only thing he's gonna want. So we'll see what happens. But it's still very hot. Everybody's resting right now, which is so needed. And then I'm just gonna take the big 3 kids back down and see what we can find at the booths. And then tonight is the fireworks. And I think what we're gonna do is put the babies down, and then Brad and I are gonna take the big 3. Lala's gonna stay here, hold down the fort while the babies are in bed, and we'll go watch the fireworks. It's gonna be a late night though, so I'm glad everybody's resting.
Exactly. What am I doing, you ask?
You look really, really comfy.
Yeah. I am searching for 3-night cruises for Rachel and I's 10th wedding anniversary. Stuffies?
Yeah.
I'm glad someone's enjoying those. And the unicorn's smiling.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. You're doing what now?
Searching for 3-day Bahama cruises from Port Canaveral to the Bahamas, obviously, on Carnival. It's a cruise line I've used before. Had a great time. And that's going to be for our 10th wedding anniversary.
Yay!
We asked my parents if they wouldn't mind staying with the kids. They said yes. We have Lala. We have Emily, our new babysitter. So they'll have plenty of help.
Yeah, I feel like this will be happening this fall. I feel like by then the babies will be, I don't want to say anything, but like nights have been pretty darn good. It's not like we're consistent with anything, but we've had 2 out of the last 7 nights, they've both slept through the night. And like one other time was really close to sleeping through. It was like they nursed at like 6:15 or something, and then actually went back down until like 8. So I feel like they'll be a lot easier to be watched by somebody else. We've never left them overnight. And they're over a year old. This would be the latest, I think. This is the latest we've not left them, our kids. Like by 11 months old. For our anniversary, actually, we left Berend Lyndle for 2 nights. They were probably 10, 11 months old. So.
Yeah, we haven't left the twins. Jeez.
I know. That's what I just said, but I think you were kind of paying attention to your computer.
Well, yeah, I'm looking for cruises here.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting. We literally won't be leaving them overnight until they're a year and a half old.
Mm-hmm.
Life will be so different then. That's what's weird about...
Back to me.
Back to me now. That's what's weird about having babies is like, you think about something happening in 6 months and life is just going to look completely different. They're both going to be walking, I assume. I'm sure they both will be. They're both pretty close. It's just weird how different things are. Actually, if they're like Eloise, they'll both be potty trained.
Totally.
Isn't that crazy? She was potty trained at 18 months old. Just nuts.